3 changes to SSDI in 2024. Social Security Disability. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. I know in this video we're specifically focusing on SSDI, Social Security Disability, which includes about 8.9 million beneficiaries all across the country. Not to be mistaken with SSI, Supplemental Security Income, which is a completely different program. However, I do want to talk about 3 changes that will be coming to SSDI in 2024 that you probably want to know about if you are one of the 8.9 million beneficiaries getting these checks on an ongoing monthly basis. Let's get into it and talk through all the details. Really fast before we do, thanks so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe right down below the video. It's totally free to do so, and I'm here for you right by your side every single day, watching the latest details, hitting the wire, doing the research, and breaking it all down into these short videos so you can stay posted on what is actually going on out there and how it may impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, and of course anything you can possibly grab and or take advantage of. Also, please feel free to share this video with your friends, family, and social media, especially if you know somebody who is claiming SSDI benefits. Alright, thanks again. Please subscribe down below and let's get into it and talk about the 3 changes we can anticipate in 2024 for SSDI beneficiaries and why you need to be aware of this. Alright, now a little bit of this is going to be obvious, but I still want to point it out for you to let you know what's going on here. However, there are some major changes here that we may not know and we need to take into consideration, because if you don't know this and this impacts you, then obviously your benefits are possibly in jeopardy. Therefore, you probably want to know the new parameters. Now, to be fair, as I record this video right here, right now, we have not gotten the official announcements out of Social Security yet. However, these announcements will be coming out over the next couple months here out of Social Security and identifying exactly these changes for SSDI. However, I do want to point out the details for you and what we need to be aware of, because this changes every single year. Therefore, it will be coming out, okay? We will be getting these changes. The exact numbers are going to be exactly what we need to wait for here out of Social Security, okay? Hope that kind of makes sense. All right, let's talk about the big one here, and this is really important stuff when it comes down to your SSDI benefit. The earnings threshold, the earnings limits, or SGA. It's all essentially the exact same thing, just different names depending on what you're familiar with, okay? So maybe you've heard the earnings the earnings threshold, the income threshold, the earnings limit, the SGA, whatever you happen to be that you've heard of. It's all the same thing. Essentially, as an SSDI beneficiary, you can have some income. However, there's limits put in place. Essentially, they call it SGA, substantial gainful activity. If you exceed these thresholds, well then, your benefits are potentially in jeopardy of either being garnished and or completely eliminated, okay? So that's pretty important. I would say that's probably pretty important stuff. You probably want to know the details about that, because if you exceed these limits, you got to know about this, and Social Security will know, okay? So very important stuff here. Now, these limits do increase a little bit each and every year, and I would anticipate, and we all know, this is going to be changing yet again for 2024. But let me share with you the details as of right now in 2023. What these limits are and what we can anticipate for 2024. All right, so there's 2 different categories when it comes down to Social Security Disability, SSDI benefits. You kind of need to know which category you fall into. It comes down to blind and non-blind, okay? So if you have a disability, as in, you're receiving SSDI benefits because you are low vision, you're visually impaired, you're blind, you probably know that you fall into the blind category. If you have a disability, that's something other than your vision, loss of vision, blindness, low vision, whatever it happens to be, visual impairment, if you have something other than that, then you probably fall into the non-blind category, okay? So you probably got to know that one, because these numbers are very, very different when it comes down to your SGA, substantial gainful activity. All right, so here's what it comes down to. For those people that fall into the non-blind category, SGA right now in 2023, and remember, this is going to be increasing in 2024, but right now the SGA in 2023 for the non-blind category is $1,470 per month. In other words, that's the income threshold. Anything over that would be determined as SGA, as in substantial gainful activity, and then benefits would potentially be at risk of garnishment and or complete elimination, okay? Now next, for those individuals falling into the blind category, in 2023, the SGA is $2,460 per month. And again, Any income above and beyond that threshold would then be determined as SGA, substantial gainful activity. Benefits would then be potentially garnished and or completely eliminated. Very important stuff. You probably want to know that, okay? Now, here's the anticipation. Going forward in 2024, these limits will be increased. In other words, you can earn a little bit more money without garnishment or without risk of benefits being eliminated, okay? That's why this is important. These thresholds continue to increase each and every year. Now, are they going to increase a lot? Probably not that much. Maybe $80, $70, $100 maybe on these different thresholds. But either way, it just simply means that you can earn a little bit more money each and every month without having your benefits potentially at risk of garnishment. That's the last thing we want, right? Which is also, to be fair, a reason that a lot of people that receive fixed income benefits like SSDI and SSI and other fixed income benefits are very nervous about working or having any type of income, because the threat, the worry about benefits being garnished, benefits being cut is like the biggest fear of a lot of beneficiaries, right? A lot of people are very worried about that. Oh no, if I make some money, they're going to take my benefit. Or if I work, I can only work, X number of hours, or I can only earn X dollars per month. Otherwise, my benefits will be taken from me. Yeah, that's a valid concern for a lot of people. I've seen it down below in the comment section, and I've communicated with a number of people here in the community who have reached out and said, this is my situation. I'd love to be out there and do something to help me make some ends meet and get a little bit of extra income, but I'm so scared they're going to take my benefit, I'm not going to do it. Okay, so very important stuff here. All right, so that's what's going on here in 2023. And going into 2024, these are the expected changes to SSDI, the SGA limits, things like this. These will be bumped up. All right, now next is obviously the COLA, okay? Now again, I know this seems super obvious, but again, this is something we can't always expect. I know we take it for granted and we say, the COLA will be coming for sure. Did you realize there's a number of years back in history, most recently, not that many years ago, where the COLA has been $0, okay? So my point is, even though it seems obvious, like, oh yeah, for sure, we know the COLA is coming, we can't take it for granted because the COLA does not happen every single year. It's all based on inflation. Well, right now, we know inflation is incredibly high, therefore, yeah, the COLA is going to be there as well. Now, it's not going to be anywhere near what it was this year in 2023, the 8.7%, but somewhere probably between the 2.5 to 3.5% range is likely where it's going to settle, okay? Now, obviously, these announcements have not been released as of yet from the Social Security Administration, but they will be coming out, and this will be very impactful. Now, there will be a lot of other changes as well that will be announced to Social Security as well, but I want to bring this to your attention just to let you know what's going on here and what we can expect. Now, next, as an SSDI beneficiary, you may or may not be enrolled in Medicare, okay? Now, with your SSDI benefit, you automatically get Medicare Part A coverages. You don't get Medicare Part B immediately. However, you can opt in a little bit after you start receiving your benefit, okay? Now, if you are somebody that has opted into your Medicare Part B premium, Medicare Part B coverages, then remember, the Medicare Part B premium will also be increasing, taking away some of your monthly check as well, okay? So again, I don't need to tell you too much about that. We're very aware of this, right? It's like a bee, right? Bees are great. They're doing good stuff. But at the end of the day, we want to avoid bees because they sting us and it hurts, right? It's kind of like the Medicare Part B premium, right? It's like Medicare. We need it. It's great to have. It's nice to have around, but you don't want to get too close because then it just comes back and stings you, and it's called raising of the Medicare Part B premium, right? So anyway, these are some changes that will be coming for sure. Not like, well, maybe. These are going to be some things that are going to be possibly changing. No, this will be happening. 100%. It will be happening, and these are some of the changes that will be going into effect as of 2024, directly impacting Social Security disability beneficiaries, SSDI. Now, when it comes down to Social Security retirement and spousal and survivors and SSI, all of these have different parameters, have different thresholds, have different things like that. And guess what? Those will also be changing for 2024. Yeah, there's a lot going on here over the coming months. Either way, I hope this one helps you out to better understand SSDI. But again, I wanted to make a big deal about the SGA, the earnings limits, the earnings thresholds, the income limits, whatever you call it. It's all the same thing. But I wanted to make a big deal about that because this is very important. You got to take that into consideration, especially if you are currently working or if you're going to start working and or having any kind of, type of income as an SSDI beneficiary in 2024. You want to know about this because this just pushes out the threshold a little bit further, allowing you to earn maybe just a little bit more money and help you, get a little bit more breathing room with all of this inflation that's going on. So anyway, important stuff. You want to avoid garnishment or reduction of your benefit in any way, shape, or form in most scenarios, right? Anyway, hope this helps you. Again, this is SSDI, Social Security Disability. Not to be mistaken with other benefits out there, but again, I'll bring you those dedicated videos as well. So hope this helps you. Again, please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day. Take care. Have a good one, and I'll catch you again later in the next video. Always leave your comments, your questions, your feedback down below, and see you again later.